Hello, everybody, and welcome to Movie.Cast, the podcast where we talk everything films. I'm Mike. This is Costa. That's Amber.
Hello.
Don't get it confused.
Yeah.
So we wanted to bring our viewers a summer movie guide. As we're a few weeks into our podcast, and the summer, of course, is the big movie-going season. So we basically wanted to give a rundown of the movies that we're looking forward to, covering on this show, and that we'll probably talk about down the line. There shouldn't be any spoilers because we're talking about future movies. So, but if you would, as
Unless
always,
we're from the future.
Yes, that
which we
that's
very might well
always-
be, but we can't tell you.
So therefore, you have to watch at your own risk.
Otherwise, the robots from Tomorrowland will come and get us.
Exactly. Yeah. Or the Terminator.
Or the Terminator. Yeah.
One of the two.
Well, maybe both.
Yeah.
How about both?
Maybe.
But anyway, so if you want to join in and in the fun with us, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter. All the social media, we'll have it up on the screen for you. But let's get into our summer movie preview. Let's give our viewers a nice little fun guide about what we're looking forward to. Costa, start us off with the highlights of the movies in June.
Well, June opens up with basically nothing, so you have to wait. Yeah, you have to.
So wait for nothing.
Yeah, wait a couple of weeks into June, but then on June 12th we have Jurassic World, which
Can I keep waiting?
which with Jurassic World, I'm gonna try and go in with my expectations grounded, because that way, if it does end up being like a somewhat disappointing movie, I don't come out feeling like, oh my god, why did I just waste my money going to see this movie? But I feel like I have hope. I like Chris Pratt. He's hilarious. Andy Dwyer's became one of my favorite TV characters from Parks and Rec. I think he did an excellent job with Guardians of the Galaxy, and this is something a little bit different. So,
I feel like Chris Pratt's the only interest I would have in this movie.
Other than the dinosaurs?
Other than the dinosaurs. But even the dinosaurs don't even look that interesting, because even though the effects might be in a beta mode right now, but what we saw in the trailer did not look very good, in my opinion. Everything looked really fake to me.
Well,
like it follows that same Transformers pattern of everything looks fake, because we can obviously blatantly tell it's fake CGI. And, that just kind of pulls me out of the experience already.
Unfortunately, they can't give you actually replicated dinosaurs.
Yeah, but
sorry
you can
to disappoint you.
Yeah, but when you're talking about effects that were made 20 years ago, still look better than effects
they used
now.
It was all practical.
But that's my point.
I know.
I
know. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I did see a little clip of the raptors from the first one when they came into the kitchen, and I forgot that those raptors were fake.
Guys in
no. Part of it was they were digital, and then they added parts of it into it.
Right.
So, and I forgot that because I guess it's been so long. So then I was like, oh my god, I didn't even realize they did use both.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
and that's what
yeah.
you should do. That's
Yeah.
what CGI is meant for. It's not meant to totally replace.
Oh, I know.
But
actually filming something.
I've seen so many movies. I'm used to. I know that's all they're doing now, but that wasn't what kind of worried me about the movie, because I can, if they decide to do the whole thing with CGI and stuff, all right, whatever. As long as it looks semi-decent, as long as the story is interesting, then I can look past it. But the first trailer, the teaser, I guess, I was like, all right, I'm into it. Let's do this. I'll go see it. And then when I saw the regular trailer, for what they've been showing in theaters previously, I kind of got a little worried, because it looked like they were doing, the trope of let's do a hybrid of something that's going to go out of control. And
right.
I was we've seen this before in the other ones. Just,
Yeah,
And then the raptors, that was another thing with controlling
raptors.
the raptors as your best friends and having them help you. I was like, no, I don't want
Raptors
that. No.
to save the day.
At the end of the day, I think Jurassic World is just an opportunity for Chris Pratt to audition for Indiana Jones. I think that's what it is.
He doesn't need to be Indiana Jones.
No, he doesn't have to.
He's Star-Lord. He has his own franchise.
He does.
That's instead of having to jump into somebody else's known role, 20 years, 30 years, something going on to 40, you have your own vehicle.
And not only that, we don't need Chris Pratt in everything.
Yeah,
but he's one of the he's one of the hot.
I mean, he was also rumored
commodities
for
in Hollywood
Ghostbusters, and
it's just
you
like
know,
if he's smart, he'll just be like, I'm gonna do these off-brand things. Don't jump into another franchise or old franchise. I mean, like Jurassic Park's okay because it's coming back. It's something new. You're not taking somebody else's role. You're something new. But like all these other ones, it's like, dude, they gave you Guardians of the Galaxy, like, and everybody loves you. That you're like top tier. That when you decide to retire that role, like it's the next guy underneath that's gonna be in big trouble, and you don't need to be that guy.
Right.
You already have it. So just stay with it.
And
Yeah,
I mean,
agree.
and you can ride Marvel's money train for a while too, financially. So
And whatever
Yeah.
other Jurassic sequels come from the world,
right,
so who knows? After Jurassic World, then we have something I think we're, at least that we're all looking forward to a little bit more, and that's Inside Out.
Yes.
Pixar's
Absolutely.
next apparent
I
masterpiece.
didn't think after we saw the trailer, like I've only seen the teaser trailers, but after I saw the trailer for it today, I was like, okay,
yeah.
I'll go and see this. I'm
yeah.
an Amy Poehler fan.
Right.
Yeah.
And then not just that. I mean, it's funny we go from Chris Pratt to Amy
Amy
Poehler,
Poehler.
but
This is not a Parks and Rec podcast. We
this,
promise.
But from what I can tell from the trailer, because I saw like kind of like a shorter like teaser trailer once in the theater, so I hadn't really seen much of it.
I saw
And then
that
when
too.
we see this trailer, this looks like a really kind of like deep, thoughtful story. Because
Talking about psychology.
well, psychology, right? I mean, from what I could tell, it's like they're telling the story of this girl and she's because obviously like the whole idea is like when you're a younger child, everything's all bright colors and butterflies and rainbows and unicorns and stuff. The world's a nice place, but then when you get older, you start to see some of the
darker
some of
things
the darker
life.
stuff, darker parts of life, and I think that's what that's going to be a large portion of this story.
Right. Yeah.
And because they even show like in the trailer, Joy, the character played by Amy Poehler, gets kind of like misplaced. She gets kind of like sucked up. She's somewhere else, and it's up to despair and anger and fear to kind of like run the show. So you can only imagine where this is going.
This little girl's like her parents were like, there's something wrong with her. Like,
Right,
She
so-
needs to be put on medication or something.
So I am very, very excited to watch Inside Out.
It kind of made me think. It just brought images of Monsters Inc. where like like they jumped onto the like late in the
Door.
movie they jump onto the door to
Yeah,
chase
the
after
doors,
Randall, and then it was like that whole hall of
Yeah,
doors.
yeah.
It was. That's what I immediately thought of. Was like,
yeah,
wow,
after I
that's-
saw that trailer, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go see this because I didn't know like Amy Poehler and Bill Hader and all them were in it, but
Yeah.
I was like, I haven't really seen anything other than like them announcing who's gonna be in it in a little shot, and then I saw this and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go see this. This looks cute and this looks fun.
Yeah,
you know?
and it's funny because that one's coming out. Like you said, in June, and then they're gonna have The Good Dinosaur, I think,
which will
I
probably
believe
like
later
November,
this year.
December.
It'll
Right,
probably be
yeah.
closer to
Christmas.
award
Right,
season.
exactly. Yeah. So that's why what's going to be really funny is Pixar's going to be fighting with itself for best Oscar.
Well,
in
hopefully
terms of animated film.
hopefully they'll have a trailer during this movie.
That would
during-
that
for
would
The
make
Good
sense.
Dinosaur,
Yeah.
at least a teaser.
Because they
I
did
haven't heard
release promotional images recently.
Yeah.
So
maybe.
that definitely could
unless
be.
it'll be in the beginning of next year.
Well,
And also just to say, Inside Out is one of the few movies this year that I've been looking forward to, and even based off the trailer we saw, I believe will meet our expectations at least. That's like the first time I'll be able to say that about a movie this
And
year.
you should-
that
well, Pixar
I feel like
doesn't
I've been
disappoint.
disappointed by almost every movie
No,
this
yeah,
year.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
And Pixar
Pixar.
normally doesn't, right?
I mean,
exactly.
what you
Yeah.
see is what you get.
Right.
Except
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
like Cars or something.
Well, right, but
Well, I
that's-
would say more Cars too. The first Cars, I kind of like. I kind of like the first Cars.
I think
the
you
second
can give
one.
them a pass for the first Cars because they were doing what Pixar normally does.
Did they
is
do
going with a
Chicken
different
Little as
idea.
well?
They did not.
No,
Okay.
that was
That
Dream.
is-
Was that
I think
DreamWorks?
DreamWorks.
Oh,
Yeah, but that
okay.
was not Pixar.
Okay. Well, Cars is really the only one I'm just like, I know.
right.
It's for
yeah.
boys. It's just
Yeah.
like-
Yeah.
which is, I mean, all the Disney. I mean, I guess it's okay because, like, in the beginning, like all the Disney princesses, it was all for girls. So I guess you have to
Right.
give you
Well,
guys
and
something.
we're talking about a company
Yeah.
that only has a total of 14 films in its entire history.
I
You
will
know
have to
what
say
I
though,
mean?
what I do like. I mean, before we move on to the
Yeah.
last movie for June though, about Cars, what I do like is that I recently actually heard a lot of history about Route 66, which is a lot of what Cars is based on.
Yeah.
And when you realize how much detail, I mean, Pixar does this in all their movies. There are so many.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's one of the things about Cars. But yeah, the story in Cars 2 is basically unforgivable. I'm sorry, Pixar, but that was awful.
I just didn't like Cars 1, so I was like, I'm not seeing this.
Yeah, right.
Plus the theme song to it, the Life is a Highway remake.
Rascal
When I
Flatts.
was in Disney World, like the hotel I was staying at, they played that like I heard it like 20 times a day. That I hate that song. I hate it, and I hate Cars with a passion because of that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I can understand.
Let's get to the last movie.
The last
of
one.
June.
So we go from a heartfelt animated kids movie to Ted 2.
the exact opposite.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think we'll be laughing for completely different reasons
Yes.
during
Yes.
this movie.
I don't like I said before. I don't care for Ted 2. I really don't want to see it. So
I mean,
I'm not going to.
this is how I always explain Ted to people. Is like,
Family
this
Guy.
is what right exactly. I always ask them, "Did you like Family Guy?" And if they go like, "Yeah," then I'm like, "Then you'll like Ted," because that's exactly what it is. It's Family Guy in live action
I
form.
feel like it's like for me, it's like because Family Guy comes on TV and I can watch it on Sundays when it's on for free. Then I don't feel like paying money to get like all this stuff. So it's like I'll just wait for it to come out on DVD or when somebody rents it at Redbox.
Yeah, and that's
and
fair.
then watch it because that's how I saw the first one. And I was like, well, whatever.
Well, that's fair. I mean, I guess I'm also just looking forward to this because this is like a comedy film that you just don't have to like. You can just sit there and enjoy the humor.
Yeah.
Because that's all it's meant for. It's just
Yeah.
for you
Yeah.
to sit and enjoy the humor. You're not meant to
And-
analyze it or anything. Just sit there and laugh.
And what I like
for.
about Seth MacFarlane is that he is very tuned in and very self-aware of what
Yes.
other people think about his work, and he's a very smart guy. And even in the first Ted, he even poked fun at the fact that because the scene with like the house party is like a lot of people say I sound like Peter Griffin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that Ted Bay that about wraps up the month of June. Like there really isn't much else. So starting June 12th with Jurassic World, and it'll be 3 consecutive weeks of
Something.
of something.
Yeah, at
right.
least you got something. I mean, there are 2 on there that I think will be enjoyable, at least. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I said, Jurassic World, not really sure about, but at least the other 2, I believe, would be
I'm hoping
good
Jurassic
films.
World surprises us.
Yeah,
I'm
I
hoping that-
mean,
If
right.
it does good,
Yeah.
great, I guess it'll make my experience better. But
it would be nice for
one.
once to see one of these, reboot sequel type movies actually work
Like
out.
20 years
And I
after the first
Yeah.
think we won't get that until Star Wars. But let's go
Okay.
on till
July.
July.
Wow.
Amber, kick us off and lead us through the highlights of July.
Well, I don't know if this is a highlight.
Yeah,
but
I guess they're-
Terminator 5 Genesis.
Genesis.
AKA Genesis.
Genesis.
Genesis, because
so
we keep on saying it's a stripper name.
Yeah,
stripper
it's a stripper.
name.
Yeah, we probably just gave
Genesis.
some stripper her name.
And coming
Now-
down center
yeah.
stage,
Genesis.
Genesis.
I'm here to see Genesis.
See, I even liked when we were talking about like if they actually did a movie where they actually had a stripper named Genesis and she actually turned out being a Terminator.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic. She takes the guy
think
into the
that's
back
what
for
they
like a
should-
private
I would
dance
watch.
and-
She
but
kills him.
needs
I think it would be
information
from him,
funny.
yeah.
I think that would be hilarious, and I would go see
great.
Like,
it.
hey, John Connor needs a lap dance, and guess what?
That would be totally worth the admission right
Genesis,
there.
the T4000, but no.
That's not the movie we're getting,
But that
though.
is not what's happening, unfortunately.
But so
that is not the movie we're getting.
Yeah, no, but recently I guess a couple weeks ago they put out the trailer. I don't know if it was I know they had a teaser trailer and then they put out this new
Yeah,
trailer.
the real trailer.
And then the trailer basically
Spoils
gave,
everything.
Spoils. I mean, it has to spoil everything. But I've heard, previously before the trailers were coming out that people were talking saying it's not a good movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean
people
that's a given. I mean it's
people who are working on it and stuff saying it's just.
see
it's
the
not
one thing I
good.
got to give Jurassic World is that even though we're talking about 20 years after the fact, it's a new cast, and it'll be a relatively new story with this.
Yeah.
You're bringing back Arnold Schwarzenegger,
He's back.
and you're retelling the story from Terminator 2,
Right.
basically.
And that's what they were
well,
banking
really,
on.
they're bastardizing what
They
is,
are.
Terminator 2, which
It's
Terminator 2 is a great
Right.
action
It is
movie.
arguably one. It is.
I have not seen Terminator 2
2 is arguably one of the, if not the
or Terminator.
Best
best
sci-fi
action
action
movie
movies
ever.
ever.
Yeah, and they're totally just going to ruin it.
Revamp it and all this shit, and it's just like, no.
See, because what they're
Yeah.
gonna do,
No!
they're gonna basically try and pull a Days of Future Past, where they basically try and reset the timeline, and then it'll establish future sequels.
And I'm like,
Right.
no, that's why? Because like Terminator 2 was just like great, because it made people want to be like, oh my god, I want to know what happens more. I want to see more of Sarah Connor, because it made Linda Hamilton, like, her character in Terminator 1 was like, she would be she was still like kind of like, oh, damsel in distress, and she kind of works up. Terminator 2, she's just like straight up, she will shoot you. Her gun, like, her arms are like huge, like so muscled, like out, like it's just she's insane. I wish I had her arms. That's like, she's just awesome female character, like heroine, in the movies.
And I like Emilia Clarke. She's great in Game of Thrones. She's pretty badass as Daenerys. But I mean, I don't know. I just feel like this movie won't do her any justice as an actress.
Yeah, I feel like she's a pretty decent actress so far from Game of Thrones, and I get probably this is her first big movie, and like she's like, somebody were like, hey, you want to be in a Terminator movie? Like, yeah, I want to be in a Terminator movie, but
you're giving them the chance to be Sarah Connor,
sure. And you know what? I have a feeling she probably will be fine in the role, but everything else.
The movie's just going to be too campy. It's going to be
real quick. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but while we're talking about casting, J.K. Simmons is also in the movie.
He's in Terminator?
Yep, he's in
I didn't even know
Genesis.
that.
His character is Detective
Genesis.
O'Brien.
See, the only thing
He is Genesis.
That just makes me think of the stripper thing again. I'm just like, whoa.
He's going to be in the Magic Mike sequel.
Oh,
he's gonna
Magic Genesis.
No, the only thing J.K. Simmons should be doing is trying to become J. Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man again.
Again,
Spider-Man, right.
begging Marvel execs.
Well, he doesn't have to beg. Just people have been begging Marvel.
Exactly. Yeah, we like get a petition going on.
Why do you think he didn't appear in Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Well, you know what though?
Because they don't know how to write.
The Doctor Who
that's
guy, the last Doctor Who guy, Matt
Smith is also
supposed
in it.
To be in it, but they didn't show him in the trailer.
No, he's in. He's
Terminator?
listed. He's listed.
No, he's listed, but he wasn't shown in the trailer.
Oh, right. Yeah,
which
that's true.
Some people I know.
His character's name is Tim.
According
to
just
IMDb.
Or is he
Tim.
Genesis?
Or is he?
Everybody that could just be figures. Like we'll just put his name as Tim.
Well, they
there,
just
but
put
he's
Doctor
really-
Who in a time travel movie,
Yeah.
so we'll see. It would actually be pretty awesome if they just made him Doctor Who. That would just
He just showed up in the Terminator universe and was just
Yeah.
like, come
As
with
Doctor
me.
Who.
Yeah.
that would
He should be the one appearing
see,
instead of
It
Sarah
would make
Connor.
sense though, 'cause there's time warp continuum
right.
and stuff.
And even though it would definitely make the movie far more interesting, would it make it better? Probably not.
No.
but it would be
In
far
no
more
way.
You
interesting.
can't make it any better. I
No,
mean, they
but it would
should
still
have
be more
stopped the
interesting
movie.
though if you just happen to throw Doctor Who into the mix.
Okay, let's move
All right,
on to the
Okay,
next one.
The next one, and we saw a trailer for this too for Minions,
Minions,
which at first I didn't
which-
really care for, but now I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
After you're
Yeah.
talking about, I got a little tidbit I want to throw in about Minions. They changed something in the trailer that I saw in one online. It's go ahead, I'll mention it.
Okay, I
quickly.
mean, yeah, we did just see the trailer, and
This is
I
the first time I
admit it-
saw the trailer too.
right, yeah, I saw a teaser a while back, but this is the first time I've seen like a full extended
Yeah.
sort of look at it. Now, I didn't see Despicable Me 2. I saw the first one,
I've seen
and the
both, yeah.
Minions were the best part.
They
but
are.
you had to wonder though, does that brand of humor translate to an entire movie? But we kind of got glimpses of the trailer that they're following like every villain they can find throughout
they only
history.
follow villain or bad
Bosses.
people, never
Which
good
actually
people.
is a brilliant concept.
Yeah.
So whoever thought of that,
I like
kudos.
I like how they were like was it 43 BG before Gru?
yeah,
Yeah,
before
yeah,
Gru.
that's-
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was good.
Actually, next with the Pixar movie.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see this too now as well. And I didn't think
now-
it was like it looks
yeah.
cute, and I did.
It
And I
does look
realized,
cute,
and, I
yeah.
and then it reminded me of how like you said before when I had seen the Despicable Me movies, and I thought they were okay. Like
Despicable Me
especially
one
the first-
was.
Yeah, I was just like
I don't
whatever,
know.
but I do know that
Yeah,
the
it's
highlight
indifferent.
of those movies
Was
are the little
Minions.
minions. So
Yeah,
I was like,
oh,
you know
absolutely.
what? Yeah, I'll go see a Minion movie because I don't care for the Groot character.
Well,
stuff
and
like
I
that,
think
but
they, from
yeah.
what I can tell, it almost looks like they did do a decent job. I think you can see this movie without having seen Despicable Me.
Yes.
Just because it
Yeah.
looks like like the
Even
Despicable Me
though,
story.
even
won't
though I'm
really
almost certain the
impact
movie
it.
will end with them meeting Gru.
Oh well, sure,
Yeah,
but
Sure.
that's
probably.
okay.
Yeah, that's
though.
fine,
I mean,
yeah.
if you're meeting
Yeah.
a new
Yeah.
character
Yeah.
at the
And
end
then
of
I
the movie,
didn't even
that's
realize
fine.
like Sandra Bullock's doing the voice
Yeah,
of
Scarlet Overkill.
Scarlet Overkill.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, whatever.
Now I want to mention real quick. I actually watched this trailer was basically shot for scene for scene exactly same as the one they released I think last week on YouTube. But they changed one thing, and I kind of find it hilarious because I thought the one I saw on YouTube was funnier.
Okay.
So when she throws him in the torture chamber and the guy's got him strapped to the board and he's like rotating, they just
Yeah,
like
they
stretch
stretch
their
out.
Right,
stretch
yeah.
their limbs or whatever. Instead, in the YouTube trailer, they try to hang them.
Oh.
But they don't have necks.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he's got them on the noose or
Oh,
wherever,
geez.
and he drops the bottom, and they just end up slipping through. And so then they're like, "Do it again!" And they run up and jump through the noose again.
I don't know if they're still gonna go with that. Maybe.
I hope they do. I laughed
that-
They
the
that
whole
just,
seems
they're
scene
just
very
trying to
well.
hurt him, and every time they try and hurt him, it just doesn't work out.
That would have made me laugh though if I
Yeah.
had seen that. That would have been really hilarious.
So yeah, now I
I'm
want to see it
hoping
more.
nobody complained like in a pre-test of that screen. And
I don't
they
know.
decided to eliminate
That was pretty funny. Like I hope
Yeah.
they still have that version of the trailer online, but I did notice that difference
well,
from the one
hopefully
they
they'll
showed.
still at least have.
Well,
the
they might
movie.
do both.
Yeah.
They might try to torture him and then.
Yeah,
hang
like it'll
them,
just be like a
you know?
montage
Right,
of
yeah,
trying
they-
to torture
so
them.
that
yeah.
would be really funny if they did. I hope I'm with you now. I hope
I
they
really
do
do want
that.
to see this movie now. 'Cause it needs it. All right, so
Next, yeah.
moving on is Ant-Man, which we want to
Woo!
see. You don't want to see. I think we've kind of already rehashed this. If you want to go back
Skip.
and know it, just go back to our Avengers Ultron because
Or-
we talk about
Yeah.
Or was it on our-
Well, it was the But We Digress episode
our
1.
first
we talked
But
about
We
Ant-Man.
Digress. Yes, we
so
had a
if
long
you wanna
conversation.
check out that video. We'll also have the link on the screen
Basically,
for you.
to summarize, me and Costa think it looks awesome,
and I think it
and
looks
we're really excited,
terrible.
and he's not excited.
Maybe
for
not
it.
terrible, but I don't think it
and
looks good.
and
We think it looks really awesome.
right, and it'll be hilarious. Like Amber and I will walk out disappointed. Mike's, you know what? That wasn't a bad movie.
No, I
pretty
think I
good.
think
No.
we won't be disappointed.
Yeah,
It looks
yeah.
pretty good. Anyway, and the last
I'll
one
let
on
it
my
go.
list is the next Mission Impossible franchise installment of
I haven't seen anything
Mission Impossible
past.
5: Rogue Nation.
I haven't seen anything past MI1, so I'm not really interested.
I've never really cared for any of them. I didn't mind the last one, which was Mission Impossible
Ghost Protocol.
Ghost Protocol. That
yeah.
one was a pretty good movie, and
Yeah.
I could follow it because that was the thing. Is like the Mission Impossible movies. Like, I don't.
Yeah, I think these movies
Stupid
can pretty
action.
much stand on their own. Like I don't think you had to have seen
As long as there's
in the
Tom
previous.
Cruise in
Yeah,
it, you know.
and they've in Ghost Protocol they had Jeremy Renner join the cast
Yeah.
and stuff,
And I
and
don't think
he's
he's in this one.
And
I
Simon
think
Pegg too.
yeah, are they? Can you double check IMDb?
I know Simon
on-
Pegg's in it.
I think Jeremy Renner's.
I didn't know if Jeremy Renner's in it. I know that Simon Pegg came back, and I don't know if
It says Jeremy Renner here.
oh, he is
Yeah,
in
yeah,
it?
he's
Okay.
right. Yeah,
Nation, so-
yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
he's gonna get killed off because they haven't really talked anything.
Well, they didn't kill him in the Avengers, so maybe they'll kill him in Mission
Maybe they'll kill him
Impossible.
in Mission Impossible.
But his death in the Avengers could still be up in the air.
Okay.
Maybe.
I mean,
In Civil War,
if
maybe.
Marvel decides to ever kill a
Spoiler,
character,
yeah.
ever.
Spoiler, yeah.
If they ever decide to kill a character and actually keep them dead for once. But anyway, that's once again
And-
going into
well,
our Marvel
yes,
rant
and
thing.
anyway,
but yeah.
that was July.
Yeah, but
I mean, the cool thing about the trailer is that they do have him
on the-
jumping onto the plane,
Yeah,
and
he
apparently
races
that
one
was
big stunt.
realistic. That was
Yeah.
actually filmed. He actually jumped onto a freaking plane.
Yeah.
Because I'm just assuming.
I
at this
think that's
point,
the
Tom Cruise
poster
is
too.
crazy.
Isn't that the poster?
Yes.
Is him on a plane?
I'm just
Mhm.
assuming that Tom
Yeah.
Cruise has lost his mind by this point, and it's just
I'm
like.
pretty sure they said he lost his mind like over 10 years ago.
Well, right,
Yeah.
I know, but I'm saying that
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
starting to really see the digression, but that's still pretty cool. Real quick before we leave July, I do want to throw a shout out to the movie Mr. Holmes. Because I love I've come to
Sherlock
love a
Holmes.
lot of the Sherlock Holmes adaptations like House or the Sherlock Show or the movies, but basically any interpretation of the character that has him being like a bit of a jokey, wise ass with Watson and so like the sort of back and forth between them, which those have done well. But this one kind of looks interesting because Ian McKellen as an older Mr. Holmes or Sherlock Holmes. So I don't know. I just think that might be also a movie that is on the fringe. I'm not sure how much I like it. I'm gonna go see it. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna think about it. I'm trying to stay optimistic, trying to like not really look into anything about it, but.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to throw that out there as well.
Okay.
So, and now that's my turn to cover the movies in August. And August kicks off with Fantastic Four, and coming out August 7th.
I don't want to see it.
I'm interested. I'm interested because they're giving Fantastic Four a legitimate shot at giving it a real serious take. The last Fantastic Four movies were
hokey
pretty
and
awful
cheesy,
and
yeah.
hokey. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
They were in that mixed mode of between Spider-Man realism and the campy old Batman films like Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
It was kind of like an in between there.
Yeah, well, Fantastic
Let's
Four,
sell toys.
those were some of the first one came out in 2002, 2003.
Oh, yeah.
It
Somewhere
was
around
right before the
Which one? The Fantastic
the
Four
first one, the first Fantastic Four.
That came out
I think it was 2004. Keeps coming into my
2004 or
mind.
5 or something like that. It was like. It was,
2000. No, hold on. I got it wrong. Hold on. Keep talking. I gotta search this up more.
2001. That's all.
'Cause
Like
they did-
Spider-Man and stuff.
Right, I know it's Spider-Man, but I think it was like the first other superhero movie, but other than Spider-Man and
I think
X-Men.
it came back. I think that came out.
I think this-
after Spider-Man 2 and the X-Men 3, or maybe.
I think it did too.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, this is
I
having
wanna
a
say
very
it's, like,
difficult time
06,
finding it.
05, 06.
I mean, because Rise of the Silver Surfer came out in 2007.
Yeah, so the other one probably came out in 04.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe.
I think here it says
Summer.
2005.
Okay.
Okay, the names threw me off. That's
So
what
basically,
it was.
I think my point was
yeah.
that Fantastic Four, that movie came out predates before Marvel got on their
Yeah,
cinematic
definitely.
universe.
Yeah. Well, plus
Right.
that's also
It's been-
Fox.
That's also
too.
Fox,
Yeah.
right? But
Stay that way, please.
Um,
These are our only. That's another reason why I'm interested in seeing it, because this is our only. This and the X-Men series are the only chances we have to see
That are not
standalone
associated with
superhero
the
films
Marvel universe,
that you
yeah.
don't have to watch 8 other films
Yeah.
to understand.
Yeah.
I know I'm exaggerating, but you
I
get
mean,
my point.
I'm on the fence about it. I think I've had my moments where I've flip flopped between I'm somewhat excited to I'm not so sure.
I don't mind the cast. I mean, Miles Teller has proven to be an okay actor. Kate Mara is a pretty decent actor.
I mean, I like Kate Mara. I mean,
yeah.
she was very good in House of Cards.
Yeah.
And Michael B. Jordan is a good actor too.
Yeah,
Yes,
he is.
yes,
Michael
he
B.
is,
He
yeah.
is
Jordan.
good. It's just I
You're right.
don't know. I just been hearing too much stuff about the director. Even
And-
though he did Chronicle and stuff, there was a lot of drama behind the scenes, and
And-
he was supposed to do a Star Wars movie and dropped out or let go because of
Yeah, he was supposed
Yeah.
to do the
They said he
Bounty-
was,
the
but then it
Boba
was
Fett
they
movie.
might have fired him and
Yeah,
said that he-
and then and I mean, I guess I'm just gonna have to get
I'm just
used to
gonna
seeing
wait.
because this is a really young cast for
They're
Fantastic
doing the
Four.
Ultimate series. Right?
He,
Oh, is that what they're
The
doing?
Fantastic Four
interesting
Ultimates.
enough, he is already been announced to coming back for the Fantastic Four sequel.
Well,
That
I
is
would
set
say
for
that wait
2017.
because if it doesn't do well, if it doesn't make the money, which maybe it will. I mean, you don't know.
I think
mean,
it will.
I think it might will, but depending on the
It's
fanfare,
not
if
gonna.
people
yeah.
people could all go see it opening day and be like, oh, it made its money back. But if people are like, yeah, we saw it, but we don't want to spend our money.
I
again
feel
on
like
it.
I feel like this could, I'm not saying it will, but because of what they're doing, because they're changing a number of things from the source material. Because whereas, granted, the first 2 Fantastic Four movies weren't, shall I say, fantastic or great, but at least they were true to the source material for
Yeah.
the most part. And this one looks to change things up, just I guess to say, oh, this is going to be different.
A different
I just
Mm-hmm.
hope that it doesn't fall to the same problems that the Amazing Spider-Man did. It was a reboot.
That's what I feel like.
And
it
they,
is.
and they changed
but-
things in the source material, they changed things up, and it just didn't make for a good story.
But the problem with the Amazing Spider-Man series as well is that the movie series is that they rushed it out as a rights reboot.
that is also very true. but
They really did, and especially because Sam Raimi announced that he wasn't going to come back for a 4th. I think
and then
they
they're
kind
they had to
of
hurry up.
Right.
So still keep their
Yeah,
rights.
well, how long?
Exactly. They
So
needed
it's
to
been
produce
since
a movie.
2007. So it's been 8 years since the last Fantastic Four movie. So I guess Marvel just wasn't as antsy to get.
I think
the
either
Fantastic
that,
Four
either
back.
that, or
started-
Fox.
I think they started cranking it out. Fox started
Well,
probably
started working
because
on it.
they're like, you're gonna lose your rights, if you don't hurry up.
Yeah,
and make
maybe,
another-
but I just hope that whatever these changes in the origin and stuff don't ruin things. You know, because like I said, I think comic books, at least initially, like if you're going to do a reboot, I still want them to just try and stay as true as they possibly can to the source material. But
I think it just depends.
Because like Doctor Doom is no longer Victor Von Doom. Like I can't remember what name they're giving him now.
I heard he's like a
but
blogger.
honestly, that's okay though,
Yeah.
because that's a little bit of an on the nose name.
Or they could have just gone with somebody other than Victor Doom, but they're not.
Well,
But,
no, it's still gonna be Doctor Doom. Like that's gonna
Yeah,
be the
they
villain he
still have him,
becomes.
but it's
it's
somebody
good. But the
else.
Well,
but it's a different
but
character.
that might be okay though, since they are trying to reboot the series, so that people don't just immediately know the first guy who comes in named
Yeah.
Victor Doom is going to become Doctor Doom.
See, and I don't even,
You know?
and I'm, I have no problem really with, I mean, again, I don't have really a problem with any of the casting choices. It's just the age. So I'm, because like I said, because you have Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman, like they get married and stuff, like their husband and wife. But at this point, that probably doesn't play really a part.
Again,
See-
you're gonna see the first one again where they like fall in love. or
Love,
whatever.
maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
right, and movies have to take some liberties when it comes to the story. I mean, yes, you got to stay faithful, but you still have to find that balance.
I mean, I'm
going
going
to
to give it a chance. I'm not going to completely write it off, but I still have
like
you know,
in Spider-Man
my
1,
my
it was Mary
reservations.
Jane who was almost killed by the Green Goblin instead of Gwen Stacy,
Yeah.
who was killed because of the Green Goblin and Spider-Man's intervention.
Yeah.
Like you have to make some
I
creative
don't know,
changes sometimes.
I think it's just like I've already seen it before. I know they're gonna go darker with it. It's from the guy that did Chronicle, so he's trying to do a different twist and take on it. I guess it's just like I've already seen it. Like I just don't care.
Like,
And the whole thing is like, you know what? You're showing me stuff. It's like so, but you're showing me nothing that interests me. Like
Right.
I don't like it's just them in space, but it's not even really the Fantastic Four. It's like your bastardized version of the Fantastic
Yeah,
Four.
I mean, like I said, I have my reservations. I'll give it a shot. I mean, August doesn't really offer too much this year, so
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like I said, I believe that it's worth seeing because you're not going to get a whole lot of standalone superhero films anymore that don't require a connection to other films.
I also feel like
So-
it's just like it's the Fantastic Four. You have so much source material. I don't understand how it's being so hard to get it right. It should be
Well, but
kinda
see,
simple
that's
to get
why-
it right,
but-
and
but
nobody
that's
can get
why-
it right.
But that's why I think we
Get
have to go into
Galactus
this
right.
with.
That's all I
That's
want.
why I think we have to go into it optimistically because this is their chance to do that.
But I don't think they're going to get it right. That's the thing is like, and I think a lot of people are like, yeah, even if probably Fantastic Four fans like you just don't get it,
mhm.
you know.
Maybe
Yeah, we'll
It's kind
see.
of like
Yeah.
Batman. It's like you can't like how can you
Yeah,
get
but
Batman?
but
right?
Batman took a few years to get right.
Well, they
techni-
first got it right, but then somebody
Yeah,
was
but-
just like wanted to make toys.
Right, but see,
Yeah.
but you can see where a series will go off
Yeah.
the rails. But
Oh,
then
yeah.
eventually, it's just a matter of time before the right director comes
Yeah.
along, the right
I'm just
you know,
gonna wait
material comes
after
through.
a couple weeks and see what people say. After people like it's been in the theater for a while, like a couple like 2 weeks and like 2 weekends at least worth, and see how it goes.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, that's it. That wraps up the movies we were excited to come out in the
Oh,
summer.
real quick, I just want to
Yeah.
plug it. I have to because it's like on the fringe of summer and fall. September, Black Mass, Johnny Depp returns to form.
That's not the summer. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, it is.
Kind of.
September
It's
18th.
at the end of the summer.
It's like in
Hey,
between.
That's 4 days before the end of the summer.
Well,
It's
I don't
starting
care.
to
A few
get cold
days.
by then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know what though?
The leaves are already starting. To
Like I said, the trailer for Black Mass is fantastic.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a scene from the movie, and it is so tense.
Yeah.
Like and Johnny Depp is at the top of his game. I am so happy to finally see him doing something that doesn't require him to wear like a ton of makeup
Yeah.
or
Well, he
you know
is technically wearing makeup.
he is, but like
But he's-
this is different. Like you know what I mean? Like
He's not
You
playing.
mean eye makeup?
I mean
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
a ton of eye makeup
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
He's not
Yeah.
having like the eyeliner.
Yeah, he,
Like,
he
this
has the
doesn't
bald
feel
cap
like
and
the
stuff.
role that he's been playing for like the last eight
No.
films.
Yeah.
This
he's
is
done.
coming back to when he was like Donnie Brasco and
Yes.
Blow. It's like
Right.
Blow and Donnie Brasco mixed together with
Yeah.
Goodfellas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You know, he's playing Whitey Bulger, and he has
Mm.
apparently spent a ton of time with this guy.
He
and
always does that when he
yeah,
has to play real
he
people.
he is trying to absorb as much as he can so he can become this man. And
Right. And also, it stars Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes.
Which is always a bonus.
So all the
Yes.
Cumber bitches will go and see him.
Exactly.
Why would you call yourselves that? That's
Well,
just silly.
Well, even he says he's like, why would he even questions
I
that.
find it just funny
Right.
that they call themselves that.
Yeah.
Just because I was like, well, all right, yeah, I guess.
I mean,
another interesting
prerogative.
another interesting note. I'm just looking at a picture of Johnny Depp. He looks like Trevor from Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, you.
He really looks like Trevor, though. I mean, like if they were ever to make a Grand Theft Auto 5 movie, that's Trevor right there.
Yes, and since I know we're gonna be wrapping up soon, I suggest just everyone stop watching the podcast now. Go and find the Black Mass trailer on YouTube. Watch that. You'd
Go watch
be
the trailers for all the movies.
yeah for all these movies, but
Yeah.
I highly
You know what
recommend
we're talking about?
Black Mass.
Genesis, go just
Genesis.
watch the trailer, and then you'll see the entire movie, and you'll be like, let's go watch Terminator.
Right. See, you basically get to watch a movie in 2-minute form
Yep.
if you watch the Genesis trailer.
I think
Genesis.
I think that if anyone does end up taking that name like as their stage name as a stripper, I think we should get some sort of like royalty fees for like any tips they get.
You owe us.
You owe us
Basically,
exactly.
we're their pimp, is what you're saying.
Oh.
Not necessarily
You
their
did-
pimp, because like we gave them the idea
We're
for
just,
their
we're
name.
just suggesting.
We're
That's
just-
all.
yeah, you don't
know?
have
It's
to,
And if
but-
they don't listen
but
to us, we'll backhand them.
but it's all in good faith, is what I'm saying.
So anyway, thank you for joining for our summer movie preview. That's just a glimpse of the movies. Some of the movies we're going to cover, not all of them, but
Yeah.
Most
but
of them.
Yeah, stay tuned with us throughout the summer, and we hope you will. As always, follow us on Twitter and Facebook. We'll have the up on the screen. So like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube page, please, to stay up to date on all those videos that we'll be putting out. So thank you for tuning in, everybody, and have a great day.
Bye.
Take care.